Okay, so today topic is basically the properties of DFT, where I have not discussed so far, what is the properties and all. I'll tell you the meaning of properties is very simple. It is something like a tool to make things simple. It's something like any mechanical tools. You might have seen so many mechanical tools. Every tool is useful for some work which can make our work simple. Yes or no? Respond. What is the use of any mechanical tool? Can anybody tell? Is it not simplify the job of the human instead of doing a manually something? Yes or no? Respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Similarly, the properties of DFT will help us if at all some signals are given which are complex, and to find the DFT of them. Direct method of doing the computation might take long time, or it is complex in terms of no calculations. To simplify them, the properties are given for most of the Fourier transforms. Whatever I have discussed in the, I think I have written continuous time Fourier series, then continuous time Fourier transform, then DTFT, then DFT, like that. Any transform technique you consider, every transform technique is having certain properties. So that properties we are trying to discuss. Where some properties I'll write, remaining properties I just wanted you to go through and complete the part. Okay. So let me write some of them. The first one I'm just trying to write. The first property is periodicity. So what exactly the periodicity property of DFT indicates? Every property you should write two things. One is called statement. Statement means it will tell you actually what it means. So what we assume that if at all any given signal x of n, which is a time domain signal, if you apply the for DFT, and if you apply IDFT, which is inverse discrete Fourier transform, we call it as this. I think this is okay to all of you. The symbolic notation of representation of a DFT for a given x of n. Is it clear to all of you? Statement is if the given time domain signal x of n, the DFT is represented by capital X of k, then as I said, you need to calculate only for n number of points. By any means, if somebody would like to calculate beyond capital N, so that I consider it as n plus capital N basically. So n plus capital N is nothing but x of k plus capital N. It's called periodicity property. I'll tell you what does it mean. So what is periodicity? Suppose x of n is given 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the x of k you got? You tell me. Already we did this example, no? Anybody has that information or not? For 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody joined with two names, huh? Because we are having 8 members today.
సార్ ఇది నేను ల్యాప్టాప్ లో రావట్లేదు సార్ ఇది స్క్రీన్
Okay,
ల్యాప్టాప్ లో కూడా వచ్చింది సార్.
two names. Huh? Okay, fine. Not a problem. Not a problem.
సార్ ఇది ల్యాప్టాప్ లో ఎందుకు రావట్లేదు సార్ ఇది?
I don't know because in your laptop it is not coming.
అదే సార్ ల్యాప్టాప్ లో రావట్లేదు, ఫోన్ లో మొబైల్ వస్తుంది.
Okay, I don't know what is the reason. Maybe that updated things that OS may not be supporting. Which OS you are using?
ఓకే.
Sorry?
విండోస్ 8 సార్. విండోస్ 8.
I'm also using Windows 8 only. I don't know what is the reason. Okay, let it be. We'll see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Already I gave some, the example in the very beginning classes. Can anybody tell what is the output you got for the given input? I think you got 10 first, then minus 2 plus 2j, something like that. Then minus 2 you got, no? Remembered or not?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what is the value, or let me go back. I don't know
Minus
where.
2
Yeah,
plus 2j.
just a minute. We can verify here. As in DFT examples. Yeah, here I think I have done. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 10. Let me see. Yeah, 10 minus 2 plus 2j, isn't it? 10. Tell me, what is that second one?
-2 plus 2j. -2 minus 2j.
Okay, this is what we got, right? Isn't it? So, as per our DFT discussion, what we have seen is actually it is not this. Actually, it is not this side. It should be simply x of k is equal to x of k. This is right. Okay, we'll just try to modify this. X of k is I think this is not required. This is simple DFT, periodicity property. Okay, x of k is equal to x of k plus n. It is the periodicity property. So here, what I wanted to tell you is, if you try to expand x of k equation e power minus, sorry, just a minute. X of n e power minus j 2 pi by capital N. Is it not the formula? Is it okay or not?
Yes. Yes, sir.
When I want x of k plus n in the left hand side, this is a proof basically. What I'm, this is a statement. From here onward, the proof we are trying to see is it correct or not. So then what I'm supposed to do is n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into n. Can I write k plus capital N this way?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, before you simplify this, you simply only write this particular equation. E power minus j 2 pi by capital N into nk into e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into n into capital N. Can we write this way? Only this particular term?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then this n and this n will get cancelled, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then e power, you'll get e power minus j 2 pi n. Can you tell me what is the value? E power minus j 2 pi by, or no, 2 pi n, that's it. Only this particular term I wanted to know. What is the value? Can you tell? What is the value?
1.
Always 1, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in that case, you can rewrite the given expression. X of k plus n is equal to n is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n e power minus j 2 pi by capital N nk into 1, isn't it? Yes or no? Correct or not? You tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So finally it is x of k only, no?
Yes, sir.
So I think it is verified or not? This property will help us actually in the upcoming topics. Yes, the first property is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So like that, I will share one PPT so that if I take each and every part, it takes a lot of time. Only statement and proofs, I don't know whether it is available in the PPT or not. If not, you can refer any book and you can at least complete the part, because it's very simple to understand. Only one of the example I mentioned. I think last year I have just taught your seniors, I think. Maybe it is there in this or in this. Let me check. Yeah, presentation DFT. These are all we have discussed anyhow, but the only thing is This is also not, yeah, from here onwards. The second property is called the linearity. Actually, the order might be changed. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So since DFT pair is equal to discrete Fourier series pair, okay, that you can ignore because discrete Fourier series have not discussed. The properties will be identical if we take care of the values of x of n and x of k when the indices are outside the interval. Is it not the outside the interval which we have seen just now? K plus n, is it not outside the interval? Strictly n should be vary from 0 to capital N minus 1. Then k also should vary from 0 to capital N minus 1, isn't it? In as per our DFT discussion so far.
Yes, sir.
Agree or not? But whereas the periodicity property says if at all by any means you try to go beyond the n minus 1, if you try to calculate the x of capital N in a DFT case, it is equivalent to capital X of 0 only. So that is a property it says. So let us see the remaining properties. So the second property I consider the linearity, where it is given that for a given signal x1, if you calculate its DFT and you represent it as x1 of k, similarly you give an x2 of n and you can calculate the DFT as x2 of k, then it is something like a superposition theorem. You might have seen, right? Superposition theorem. What it says? It's very famous, no? Superposition theorem. Sum of the individual responses is equal to overall response, is it not?
Yes, sir.
So if at all a signal is given to you, which is a sum of a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n, you need not to calculate the DFT separately. Already you had a DFTs for x1 of n and DFTs for x2 of n. Simply you perform addition of both. It is equivalent to the DFT of the summation. Is it clear? Is this particular example is clear or not? You tell me. If not, I'll take an example also. You want me to take an example?
Yes, sir. Take example.
Yeah, that will be better. But you try to understand the meaning of this is a linearity property. I'll take one example for the linearity. Then shift of sequence. So if at all for a given signal x of n, its DFT is x of k, then you are trying to perform x of n minus m, that is a mod capital N. Mod capital N indicates circular shifting. Okay, it's not linear shift, it is circular shift. Its DFT is going to be multiplied with a fiddle factor Wn to the power of k into the shifting time, whatever you did in the time domain. That is called k into m. You need to perform. Then note that in order to make sure that the resultant time index is within the interval of 0 to n minus 1, we need to shift in a circular fashion. That's the meaning of it. Where the integer r is chosen such that it should be between 0 to n minus 1 only. That's the meaning of it. Okay, these two things we will see now. Again, I'll come back to this PPT. Okay, due to properties, it will be easy for you to respond. Okay, so let me write second property, linearity. So what linearity says, that statement is if x1 of n, you are going to get x1 of k, x2 of n you are giving, then you will get x2 of k, then a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n is equal to a into x1 of k plus b into x2 of k. This is what the property says. This is a statement. Now proof I'm trying to tell you. Proof is very simple. You assume this whole thing as y of n, this whole thing as y of k. Then we'll write the relation between y of k and y of n. N is equal to 0 to n minus 1, y of n e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into n. Can I write this way or not? You tell me. Can I write this way?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we'll try to substitute what is y of n for us. What is y of n?
Ax1 of n.
Yeah,
A
0 to n
x1 n plus b x2 n.
Very good. e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into nk. Can I split into two summation or not?
Yes, sir.
Can I do it, right? It is not a problem. You can do it. So let me have n is equal to 0 to n minus 1. Because a is independent of the n, you can write a outside. x1 of n into e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into nk. Plus again b you can write outside. N is equal to 0 to n minus 1. x2 of n e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into k. Now, if you observe the summation, is it not looking like a DFT equation? Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Only this part I'm talking about, this particular part. Is it not looking like the DFT of x1?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. X1 of k.
Yeah, DFT of x1 means it should be x1 of k, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Looking like individual.
Second box,
Sufyan.
x2 of k, because x2 of n, no?
Yes, sir.
I think this is right hand side equation, right? So we are matching with the y of k must be equal to RHS, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So this is the proof actually. So coming to the example, I wanted you to do one thing. I'll just give a 5 minutes, not more than that. Already, yeah. Example now to verify is correct or not. x1 of n is given as 1, 2, 3, 4. Which already you have calculated, no? x1 of k is equal to 10. What is this? Minus 2 plus 2.
-2
Plus
plus
2J.
2j.
Any other example we did for 4 numbers?
No, sir.
In the DFT examples, any second example have you done? I think I have not done, right? Only one example I explained, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, by using the transformation matrix only you can calculate, there's nothing wrong. What you can do is, I'll give something like 4, maybe some -3, maybe 2, maybe -1, something like this. You calculate x2 of k first by using transformation matrix. Tell me what is this, okay? Because you know how to do it. You try to do and let me know what is the numbers you get x2 of k. Do it. If completed, just let me know. If you want to see that matrix, you can take the help of this. Yeah, this is your
2 plus 2j.
I think not this one. This is the star basically. It's a complex conjugate. Without complex conjugate, you can take. If you want still more clarity,
2.
this is correct. So same thing. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, you got some other numbers. And just do it and let me know what is the value you get. What are you getting?
2.
2
2.
plus 2j. Then 2 minus 2j.
No, 2 after that. 2 plus 2j. 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 2 plus 2
2 plus 2j.
2 plus 2j.
2 plus 2j.
Next. Again 2 plus 2j.
10, sir.
Yeah, 10.
10.
Next.
2 minus 2j.
10, sir.
Is it correct? Okay, fine.
2 minus.
Now, I'm just trying to tell you, I wanted to multiply some constant with the input x1, which is, let me take maybe 5. Okay? 5 into x1 of n will give us 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I write this way?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Okay, sir.
Fine. Now, can you tell me what is the DFT of this one? 5, 10, 15, 20. Same procedure.
50.
5 into.
You do
50.
with that expression, no? That Pidal factor matrix. What do you get? Supposed to get 50
50
minus 10 plus
50
10j.
comma minus 10
minus.
plus 10j minus 10 comma minus
Is it
10
not?
minus 10j. Yes, sir.
Okay, even though if you calculate or directly you multiply, anything is okay. Which one is better? Doing calculation again is better, or for the existing result, simply multiplying the constant is better? You tell me.
Simply multiply the constant is better, sir.
Better. So this property is called basically homogeneous property. Do you know that?
Don't know, sir.
It is a homogeneous property. Generally, we call it as, if at all there is a constant is multiplied with a given input, the output you need not to calculate. Already the existing output, you multiply the same constant. That is called homogeneous. Now, similarly, I want to multiply with some constant to the input x2 with a 10. Can you tell me what is the value? Maybe 40 minus 30, 20 minus 10, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What
Yes,
will be its what is its DFT now?
20. 20.
20.
20 plus 2j.
20 plus 20.
20j.
Yeah, 20 plus 20j.
Simple or not?
20 minus 2.
So this is your 5 into x2 of k, right? Isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now I'm trying
Yes.
to perform addition of these two. 5 into x1 of n plus 10 into x2 of n. You know, what do you get? Is it not 45 minus 20 plus 35? Correct or not? You're adding, no. First sample is added with the first sample. So 5 plus 40, 45. 10 minus 30 minus 20. 15 plus 20, 35. 20 minus 10. Can I do this way or not?
Awesome.
Now you tell me the DFT of this particular result. I want a DFT of this.
And directly add those numbers. 7, 10.
First you do normally, then we should verify is it correct or not. You do directly without adding.
Okay, sir.
By using transformation matrix, you try to perform. And just let me know the result. Then we'll verify is it correct or not.
Sir, in 10x2 of k, third one 100.
Third on 100, it is okay. I made a mistake, huh? How much it was 10 earlier? No, correct only, no?
Sir, correct, sir.
Correct only. Yeah, where did you find a problem?
10
What is
into
the
x2
100?
of k.
Yeah, x2 of k. No, I'm not asking x2 of k. So this one you are talking about.
Sir,
Yes,
ఇక్కడ
sir.
100 వస్తుంది కదా సార్.
Ekada?
దాని ముందు 20 10
20
x2
కాకుండా
of n
100
ఉంది.
వస్తుంది సార్.
Just a minute, let me check. Yeah, somewhere here, right? Correct.
Yes sir.
Remaining things are okay?
20 minus 20 బాగా పర్ఫెక్ట్ సార్.
Okay, fine, good. Now, what about the result of 45 minus 20, 35, 10? When you do directly? Should not take this much of time.
70 కామా 10 ప్లస్ 30
70 comma 10
10 ప్లస్ 30
30j
కామా 10
comma 10 10 అంటే ఇక్కడ
సారీ 100 సారీ సార్ 100.
it should be 90 actually.
ఎస్ సార్ 90.
Okay, then
10 కామా 10 మైనస్ 30
I think
10 minus 30.
when you do directly and already the results are available, if you perform the addition, is it same or not?
ఎస్ సార్ సేమ్.
Yeah, so that is a linearity property. Now you understood now.
ఎస్ సార్.
So generally what happened is, I'll tell you there are certain signals are standard. I'll tell you this second example. Suppose somebody is giving something like this, 1 1, maybe this is 2, this is 2 again. So 1 1 2 2 1 1. This is a signal is given to you. Suppose you do you think it is a standard signal or it's a normal signal?
నార్మల్ ఓన్లీ.
Yeah, it is normal because there's no standard equation for it, isn't it?
ఎస్ సార్.
So you can split the signal as two signals. X1 of n, x2 of n, both you need to add actually, plus. We do it, it will be something like this. Up to 6, 1 1 1 1 1 plus only 3 and 4. Okay, 0 0 0 0, it is 1, it is 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, finding DFT for this signal is simple. Finding DFT for this signal is simple, isn't it? Instead of finding this, which is having no different format, is it not a standard one? It is like a
ఎస్ సార్.
rectangle
స్టాండర్డ్
function.
సిగ్నల్.
It is a rectangle function, no? 0 to 5.
ఎస్ సార్.
It is also a rectangle function with a shifted one. Only 2 pulses are there. You can say something like that. My original signal is like this, 0 and 1. This is x2 of some g of n, assuming that. Then x2 of n is equal to, if you compare these two, what is the relation you can find? G of n is shifted by how many times?
3 times.
Simple, isn't it?
Yes sir.
Here I took only 2 samples which are overlap, but generally it could be more than 2 also. In that case, if you know only the DFT of a rectangle function, is it not addition of 2 rectangles? First signal is as it is, second signal is a rectangle with a shifted version, isn't it?
ఎస్ సార్.
So in that case, no, when something you wanted to solve a complex thing, you try to divide into simples and then you apply the properties and to get the final result. Okay, just a minute, I'm getting a call. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, all the students, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Hey, Ramesh Babu sir, class, you have or some other batch it is?
We don't have, sir. Some
We
other
don't
batch
have it,
have,
sir.
sir.
Some other batch, huh? Okay, okay, I'll
Yes,
inform to
sir.
this sir. I think he called me. Okay, I'll just talk to him otherwise. Just
Yeah,
you
okay.
will only call me, okay? Give me a minute, I'll tell again, then I'll come back to you.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Baba.
Mechanics of composite materials.
Okay, I thought no, sir is having your class, so I said okay. But anyway, it's definitely it is not different, right? It is completely different class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So you understood the meaning now? How to find, how
Yes,
to
sir.
apply
Yes.
linearity property in cases where if you are able to split the given signal into two simple signals and perform the DFT, then add both of them to get the final DFT of the complex signal. Okay, that is the general the use of this particular linearity property. Okay, shall I go to the next property?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah, called time shifting, which is called circular time shift. Strictly speaking, it is not strictly mentioned. So the circular time shift is also called mod shift. Both are same. Other name is called mod shift. Okay, anything is okay. Circular time shift or mod shift. So the property statement is very simple. Statement what it says that same if for the given input signal x of n, if you calculate its DFT as an x of k, then x of n minus m is a constant and it is not a linear shift, it is basically a circular shift, will give you w base is the trivial factor. You should multiply the already existing answer which is x of k with the trivial factor wn base. Power will be k into m. Okay, I think yeah, it is same. If minus, it is minus. I think same. Minus minus or plus plus. I should write this way. Generally, we do only minus, so plus is not available. As I said in the yesterday, circular convolution. We don't do any advance of this given signal, only the delay. So that is the reason n minus only let us write. So I think you can verify from the PPT also. It is like, yeah, I think it is given plus no. Yeah, I think that is a small change. Okay, okay. Already the trivial factor is having a negative, so that is the reason it is. If you write in terms of the e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into n smaller. So this is correct actually. So minus into minus. If it's minus, this should be minus. If it is, that's it. So because you are writing in terms of trivial factor, just a minute. I should write it is as minus m. This is correct. This way you should write, which can be written as somewhere I just otherwise no, not to have it too much confusion. simply take this one only, W base capital N, M into K, X of K. So your job is only to remember that whenever there is a shift in the time domain, already the result what we have X of K should be multiplied with a Twiddle factor with the power multiplied by M into K. That is what you are supposed to consider. Is it clear? Whatever it is written here, no, you are able to see this one. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, this you remember actually. This we'll see also. Just now I gave an example, no? If a g of n is given, x2 of n is nothing but shifted version of a g of n. Is it not?
Sir, what is M?
So let me.
K power M. W power
Where?
K into M, sir. Where in the exponent?
K is a basically variable in the DFT, right? So M is a shift in the time domain, which is a constant. K depends on your output, no? X of K equal to 0 pettinappudu W into the power of 0 into M. Because you are ultimately trying to calculate the X of K for K equal to 0 to N minus 1, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that
I'm
K
asking
is
about
also,
the M.
M is will be the time shifting, no? In the time domain, whatever amount of shift you do, that shift related Twiddle factor power has to be multiplied in the DFT.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that I'll give an example, okay? So example is something
Sir,
like this. Yeah, I'll give an example, then you can understand in an easy way. Suppose X of n is given, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where already you know X of K, which is 10 minus 2 plus 2j, then minus 2, then minus 2, isn't it? This already we did. Is it correct or not?
yes, sir.
Then X of n minus 2. I think yesterday we did circular time shift. What is the value?
Minus 2.
3, 4, 1, 2, no. Shifting, circular shifting. Yesterday only we have seen, no? If you shift
Yes,
this
sir.
one towards right side, 1 will come here, 2 will come here, 3 will come here, 4 will be at.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you find out what is the DFT of this. Assuming this whole thing is some g of n, small g of n. So what is g of k, you tell me? Same Twiddle factor matrix and all, you perform and tell me the value. What do you get here? Do it fast. Fast, calculate and let me know what is the value.
10.
10,
2 minus 2j.
2 minus 2j,
Minus 2. 2 plus 2j.
minus 2, 2 plus
2 plus
Minus 2.
2j.
little late. Correct agada? Is it okay? Okay or not? You tell me. Okay. So g of k
Yes.
must be is equal to, can I write this way, w base 4, my n will be 2, x of k, is it not must be equal to this one? As per this formula I am talking about. W4,
Okay, sir.
2 will be the shifting, what we did just now, asked now what is m means, in the time domain whatever shift is happening, that is 2 into k, x of k. Already x of k is given to you, isn't it? You calculated now already?
Yes, sir.
So let us write now. W4 e power minus j 2 pi by 4 into 2k. So what it will be? E power minus j 2 pi by 2 into k. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled. You'll get e power minus j pi k. Can you tell me what is the value of this?
-1.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Cos
Minus
180
one.
minus j
True,
sin
sir.
180 all the time. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
can
sir.
I write g of k is equal to -1 into x of k?
Yes, sir. You can write
Yeah. What is my x of -10? 2. Just a minute, because I'm unable to see the result.
-2 plus 2j. 2
Minus 2j.
-2 -2j.
And then same thing you got now here also. This is what you did. This is also you got. Both are same or not?
2 and -2.
Sir, here -2 plus 2j. Okay.
Somewhere
-2 plus 2j, sir. ఇక్కడ కింద.
Third element.
ఇది -2
అంతే కదా సార్?
దిస్ ఇస్ -2. -2 ఎందుకు వచ్చింది? ఇక్కడ
ఇక్కడ సార్ ఫోర్త్ టర్మ్.
ఓకే, అవును, ఇక్కడ -2 ఉంది కదా, మైనస్ మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే +2 రావాలి కదా. మీరు ఇక్కడ హియర్ అండ్ హియర్ ఇఫ్ యు లుక్ ఎట్, ఐ యామ్ ఫైండింగ్ ఎ డిఫరెంట్. ఇట్ షుడ్ బి -10, నో? ఇక్కడ ఇక్కడ ఆన్సర్ తప్పు చెప్పారు.
Yes, sir.
యు మేడ్ రాంగ్ రిజల్ట్ హియర్.
అది కరెక్టే సార్, కిందది.
ఇదే తప్ప?
Yes, sir.
No, why? Because when you apply -1 into x of k already 10 is there. So 10 into -1, it should be -10, no?
Then second term is -2 plus 2j, yes, sir.
-2 plus 2j. Why?
ఎందుకంటే మైనస్ మల్టిప్లై చేస్తున్నాం కదా సార్ లోపల.
అవును, ఇదే టర్మ్ కదా. దిస్ టర్మ్ నో మల్టిప్లైయింగ్ విత్ మైనస్.
-2. Okay.
Simply what I did, this x of k is there, no? In this x of k, I simply performed minus.
Okay.
So instead of 10, I wrote -10. Instead of -2 plus 2j, I wrote. అంటే ఎక్కడో మిస్టేక్ అయింది. నాకు ఎక్కడ డౌట్ వస్తుంది అంటే, జస్ట్ ఎ మినిట్. Still, I have a doubt here. Actually, I'll tell you.
Sir, formula.
Which formula?
Explain, yes, sir. This time shifting formula.
No, I'm talking about e power minus
minus mk, sir. Minus mk, sir.
అదే ఇక్కడ మైనస్ రావాలి అని నా డౌట్. అదే చెప్పాను కదా, ఇక్కడ కొంత కన్ఫ్యూజన్. అదే పీపీటీలో తప్పు ఉంది ఇది. ఐ గెస్ దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ కరెక్ట్ ప్రాబబ్లీ. ఇట్ షుడ్ బి ప్లస్ అవుతుంది. అప్పుడు ఇక్కడ మైనస్ అంటే మైనస్ వస్తుంది. సో -m మైనస్ ఇంటూ మైనస్ ప్లస్ అవుతుంది. కరెక్ట్. సో ప్లస్ తీసుకోండి మీరు. ప్లస్ తీసుకుంటే ఇప్పుడు j పైకి అయినా సేమే కదా. ప్లస్ మైనస్ డస్ ఇట్ మేక్ ఎనీ డిఫరెన్స్?
అక్కడ ప్లస్ తీసుకుంటే w లాగా రాయలేము కదా సార్ ఫార్ములా, రిడియల్ ఫ్యాక్టర్.
అవును, లెట్ ఇట్ బి wn is equal to e power j 2 by capital N కదా.
అక్కడ -km వస్తుంది సార్.
ఎక్కడ? వేర్? Okay, just a minute. Let me check here. I think I have a doubt here. Integer r is chosen such that it should be between 0 to n-1. That is what I did, no? 2 is between 0 to 3 only. That is not a problem. Okay, let it be. Just a minute. I have some other.
ఒకసారి ఫార్ములా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయండి సార్.
అదే అంటే ఫార్ములాలో నాకు డౌట్ ఉంది యాక్చువల్గా. లెట్ మీ చెక్. ఇక్కడ వేరే అంటే చూద్దాం ప్రాపర్టీస్ లో, బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ సో మెనీ పీపీటీస్ రిలేటెడ్ టు దాట్. ఇందులో ప్రాపర్టీస్ లేదు ఉంది కదా. లేదు, ఇందులో కూడా పీరియాడిసిటీ మాత్రమే ఇచ్చాడు. ఓకే, లెట్ మీ చెక్ సమ్ అదర్. TFT properties. I think this one, is it okay?
ఒకసారి ఫార్ములాని ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేయండి సార్ అంటే ఆన్సర్ వస్తుంది కదా.
నో అలా అనట్లేదు, అంటే ఫార్ములా ఇస్ ఓకే, నాకు మైనస్ ప్లస్ లో డౌట్ ఉందన్నమాట. ఇస్ ఇట్ మైనస్ ఆర్ ప్లస్ అనేది అది ఒకసారి చూద్దాము, లేకపోతే నువ్వు అన్నట్టు విల్ గో విత్ ద ఫార్ములా. ఓకే, అది ప్రూఫ్ అంటున్నావు కదా.
ఓకే సార్.
ట్రైంగ్ టు టాక్ అబౌట్ ది ప్రూఫ్, isn't it?
ఎస్ సార్.
Yeah, we'll do
Yes,
that. Definitely. Yeah, I think here it has come. Mathematical. Okay, so let us take the proof. What he said is right. I'll try to do it again. Okay. Fine. So statement is then what it is written is x of n minus m capital N is equal to, according to that property, it is written mk x of k. Let us verify. Assuming this is y of n for us, this is y of k for us. Okay. So again, y of k is equal to, it is a proof we are trying to verify, is equal to y of n e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into nk, where n varies from 0 to n minus 1. N is equal to 0 to n minus 1. Then y of n minus m, sorry, this is x of n minus m into e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into nk. So let you assume that n minus m is equal to L anukunnam. Okay. Then you will get n is equal to L plus m. These are the two things you need to substitute in the above equation. N is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of L e power minus j 2 pi by capital N. N will be replaced by L plus m into k. I think this, irrespective of this, I said no, the limits always will be 0 to n minus 1 only. So here you need not to change. Instead of n, you can keep L. Circular shifting, the lower and upper limit will not change. That is the reason. L equal to 0 to n minus 1, you can rewrite. There's nothing wrong in this. But a linear shift, the limits might change. Yes or no? Are you able to follow what I'm trying to tell? In the linear shift,
No,
when
sir.
n is equal to 0, L becomes minus m. When n is equal to n minus 1, L becomes capital N minus 1 minus m, isn't it? Generally. Simply, this limits, whatever is you are writing here, you will substitute here generally, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Correct or not? In
Okay,
that
sir.
case, L also will change the limit. But because it is a circular shifter, this x of L limits always from 0 to n minus 1 only. You can simply write L equal to 0 to n minus. There is nothing wrong here. Okay? Yesterday I told, no, how many times you shift, the lower limit remains 0, upper limit remains n minus 1, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me rewrite this. L is equal to 0 to n minus 1, x of L into e power minus j 2 pi by capital N into Lk into e power again minus j 2 pi by capital N into mk, isn't it? So this particular term doesn't have a L term, isn't it? There's no L in
Yes,
this.
sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Can I write outside?
Yes, sir. Constant.
So m into k. So x of L e power j 2 pi by n Lk. So is it not like x of k? This whole
Yes, sir.
this whole box. Is it not looking like a DFT equation, except n is a variable, instead of n we are using L as a variable? Is it not? So this is our equation
Ante, sir.
actually. Now let us see, as per our example, e power minus j 2 pi by 4 into 2k, right? That is what we are planning, isn't it? So we are getting correct only, e power minus j pi k in that case. Is it not? 2 into 2, 4, it will get cancelled. Then e power minus j pi k becomes minus 1. Isn't that? Cos 180 minus j sin 180. So 180 is minus 1. Correct only, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Okay, this is. Then why we are not getting that matching of the value? Only first sample is giving a problem, isn't it? Because how many times you shift, you should give always addition of all the samples, which is 10 and 10 only all the time. You're getting minus 10. Okay, that one you keep it aside. I will try to see what is the problem in that particular example. But there is a property you try to remember, okay, which is equal to x of n minus m is replaced by is nothing but Quidel factor power m into k only. That is correct only. Whatever is given here, I will share this quickly to you. So whatever is mentioned here, it is right only. Okay. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So next is comes to duality property. The meaning of a duality is very simple. Suppose duality and symmetry. These two, I'll tell you what does it mean. Let me go back. Duality. I'll explain what is the meaning, but equation sign you can verify because it takes a lot of time. Suppose I will give you an example, something like this. It looks like decaying exponential, isn't it? Agree or not?
Sir, decaying exponential.
Yeah, it looks like a decaying exponential, assuming that up to 7, it's because finite 8 points only is given, so it will be like a decaying exponential. If you apply the property of DFT, if you apply the DFT, you might get the values, only is an assumption. Again, 8 samples you are supposed to calculate. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 more. So you got a DFT. Okay, once you apply the DFT for the exponential, you got a ramp. Okay, if you write equation for this, can I write equation something like this, where a will be less than 1?
Yes, sir, we can write.
Okay, this is more correct, or else it is not required. This is not required. And when n is elsewhere, yes or no, where condition is a will be between 0 and 1, then only it will start decreasing. 0.1 square, 0.1 cube, 0.1 to the power of 4. As power increases, the value of magnitude keeps on coming down. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is an expression. Can you tell me what is the expression for x of k now? Can I write r of k?
Yes, sir.
Again,
Ramp
Yes, sir.
function.
this is also 0 to 7,
So,
0 elsewhere. Yes or no? If somebody is giving a question that's something like this is one case what I'm trying to tell you. If somebody is asking you to calculate, assuming this is x1, this is also x1, this is x1, this is also x1. Somebody is giving a second signal x2 of n, which is ramp now. In the time domain, it is ramp. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in the time domain, how do you write x2 of n is equal to r of n? This is from 0 to 7 is 0 elsewhere. Assuming correct or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Now here already you know this relationship between the x1 and x2 in terms of how you see them. You see like a decaying exponential, you see like a ramp, isn't it? Yes or no? Equations point of view, mathematically, the observation is x1 of n looks like a decaying exponential, x1 of k is look like a ramp. Somebody is asking you to calculate the DFT of a ramp, then already you have a knowledge about these two. You need not to calculate, simply you can write x2 of k is equal to a power k, that's it. Because
Yes, sir.
you go back to the previous example, wherever n is there, n will be replaced by k, isn't it? Are able to follow? The property will help us instead of calculating again for the ramp signal. Already there was a relation between a time domain signal and a ramp in DFT. Duality indicates that the same shape of DFT is given in the time domain. Its frequency domain shape will be equivalent to time domain shape of the previous example. Is it okay? Respond.
Yeah, can you explain
Yes.
again, sir? Little confused.
I'll tell you the other way. See, the signal 1 is given. What it is following the shape?
Ramp like
Decaying.
Decaying
Decaying.
exponential, isn't it? Then if you put your efforts to find the DFT, you got the ramp, isn't it?
yes,
Correct or
sir.
not?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, sir.
In the next time, somebody is giving a ramp as input, which is the time domain. Don't you think you need to put efforts again to calculate the DFT?
Okay, reverse we
Generally.
got the decay. Yeah.
Yeah, simply instead of putting the efforts of calculating the DFT, if at all you have a knowledge about these two, there is a relation of ramp in the DFT for which the time domain is a decaying. So definitely for a given time domain ramp, its DFT must be decaying exponential. Understood?
Decaying. Yeah.
In terms of the equation, wherever n was there in the previous case, simply you replace n by what? K, because K indicates frequency domain, no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
that, sir,
Yeah,
is
let
it
me-
DFT or IDFT, sir?
It is basically DFT only, but only thing is shape of the signals are different. Here the shape of the signal is decaying. You calculated the DFT. You got this one, right? Now, whenever somebody is asking you to replace, suppose here I replace the K by N, don't you think it becomes a time domain signal? In this particular example, this one only you consider. What type of signal? Time domain or frequency domain?
Frequency domain.
Frequency domain. Because how do you say it is a frequency domain? Based on x-axis, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? So suppose this x-axis k I will replace by n. Then what type of signal it becomes?
Time domain.
It
Time
is
domain.
generally considered a time domain, right? If time domain signal is given to you somebody which is following the shape of the DFT of the first example, don't you think you need to calculate the DFT of this one to get the frequency domain representation? Respond. Okay, you have a doubt now. I'll just go back to this, not this one. Yeah, this one. Okay, duality says for a given time domain signal, if you calculate the x of DFT x of k, then x of see, the symbols are important. Generally, for a capital X, what is the notation you generally write an argument? K, no, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Respond.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So for here, what happened? K is replaced by
N.
N. So don't you think it becomes a time domain signal?
Yes, sir. But it is DFT.
Yeah, it is DFT only, but the second signal somebody is giving to you, it is a time domain signal only. It is following the equation of a DFT, what you got in the first example. Are you able to follow? You have not understood. Okay, otherwise it's simple. Actually, in DFT, you're finding difficulty. I'll tell you the other way. Basically, continuous time domain is very simple to understand. Only for the sake of understanding and taking this example. I'll tell you one example. It is basically continuous time Fourier transform. You don't worry about how to calculate and all. I have a signal called x of x1 of t, which is given by e power minus at u of t. Can I draw this way? Is it up to infinity? It can go. There's nothing wrong. I hope this is clear to you. E power minus at u of t indicates you are going to get a signal only in the right hand side, and it's a decaying exponential. Agree or not?
Yes, sir.
Actually, if you calculate the Fourier transform equation is given by this one. Because it's a continuous integration, we are supposed to consider x of t e power minus j 2 pi f t dt. This is the formula for calculating continuous time Fourier transform. Okay. I have not discussed. Only try to remember this. What exactly it means. Because we are giving x1, so I call it an x1 of omega. Okay. So if you calculate this, if you substitute, because my signal starts from 0 ends at infinity, limits can be replaced by minus infinity to infinity. Instead of that, you can write 0 to infinity. Then my signal is e power minus at. U of t is not required because the limits are taken care. E power minus j 2 pi ft dt. Instead of 2 pi ft, you can write j omega also. There's nothing wrong. These three words can be written as omega also. So t is equal to 0 to infinity e power. If I take minus common, can I write a plus j omega t dt? Can I write or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then what is the result you'll get? E power minus of a plus j omega t divided by minus
A
of
plus
e plus j omega. The limits are from 0 to
infinity.
So what is the result? E power minus infinity is 0, minus of e power 0 is 1 by minus of a plus j omega, isn't it? Is
Yes,
it clear? So this is one signal I got. So this is one. This is example 1. And try to remember, I'm writing the result. E power minus at u of t. The Fourier transform is 1 by a plus j omega. This is one box which is important for us. This is information which is what we have done. Now I'm taking second example. Given this way, x2 of t. This symbol is e power at u of minus t basically. If you look at, because u of minus t indicates the limits are, if you take a mirror image of right side, it becomes the left side. Instead of 0 to infinite, it becomes minus infinity to 0. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then again, if you apply the same formula, it will be minus infinity to 0 e power at e power minus j omega t dt. Again, if you take minus common, so it will be
Minus, yes.
Plus only a minus j omega.
J omega.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Again, formula is e power a minus j omega t divided by a minus j omega, then minus infinity to 0. So e power 0 is 1 by a minus j omega, minus e power minus infinity is 0 by anything is 0. Yes or no? So ultimately it is a power minus j. Agree or not?
Yes, sir.
So e power at u of minus t, you got a Fourier transform as 1 by a minus j omega. Now I'm trying to give you third signal. x3 of t is equal to, which is x1 of t plus x2 of t. So like DFT has a property of linearity, it also has got linearity. So I can write x3 of omega, which is Fourier transform, is equal to x1 of omega plus x2, which already I got a result, 1 by a plus j omega plus 1 by a minus j omega. Okay or not? Can write this way.
Yes, sir.
So what is the result now? A minus j omega plus A plus j omega divided by
A square plus omega
A
square.
square minus plus omega square, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This one will go. What is left out? 2a by, correct or not?
Yes, sir, correct.
Okay, then if you wanted to draw x3 of t in graphically, it will be something. It is both, no? This is added and this also. This is it not the x3? This is representing x1 of t. This is representing x2 of t. When x2 of t is there, x1 of t was 0. When x1 of t is there, x2 of t is 0. If you add both of them, you will get right from minus infinity to infinity, isn't it? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I write this way instead of writing two way? I'll tell the other way. It is something like e power minus at u of t when t is greater than 0, or equal also you can write e power at u of minus t when t is less than 0. This is what your x3 of t. Okay. So you can simply combine the equation something like this: e power minus of magnitude of t. Can I write this way? If t is greater than 0, t is positive. If t is less than 0, t is minus, isn't it? Mathematically.
Yes,
Can I
sir.
write it or not? You tell me.
Yes, sir, correct.
So finally, can I write e power minus a magnitude of t? Fourier transform is 2a by a square plus omega square. Tell me. This is your x3
Yes,
of
sir.
t.
You can write.
Yeah, this is your x3 of omega, isn't it? If a is equal to 1, what do you get?
A is equals to 1. 2 by 1 plus omega square.
1 plus
Okay. So you got this knowledge, right? Suddenly, if somebody asks you to calculate fourth signal I'm giving, x4 of t. Calculate the Fourier transform of a signal x of t is equal to 1 by 1 plus t square. How do you calculate now? If you do standard method 1 by 1 plus t square into e power minus j omega t dt, isn't it? Generally, you are supposed to do this, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
sir.
But
Yes,
don't
sir.
you think it is a lengthy derivation? Is not lengthy
Yes, sir. Lengthy.
to calculate this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, it's lengthy derivation.
Then what you are supposed to do? You need to remember this particular result in the frequency domain. Similar to this equation is available or not? Is it not similar looking? 2 by 1 plus omega
Yes, sir.
square
2
is
into.
1 by 1 plus t square.
Yes, sir.
Okay, otherwise I'll tell. The same box can be written as 1 by 2 e power magnitude of t, because homogeneous property just now I mentioned, no? Multiply both sides by 1 by 2, you will get 1 by 2 here, it will be 1 by 1 plus omega square, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, if you know this result, to calculate this, what is your job now? Replace in the existing relation omega by what?
T.
It was x of omega for me, x3 of omega, it is x3 of t actually. So in capital X3 of omega, omega is replaced by what?
T.
T, sir.
Isn't it? So then what it becomes? 1 by 1 plus t square. Then already you got your time domain signal small x3 of t. So t should be replaced by
Omega.
omega. Then what do you get?
1 by 1 plus omega square.
But generally this property says when you replace t by omega, also you multiply minus here. Then if I multiply minus here, it will become plus, isn't it? The property says when you replace in the existing Fourier transform omega by t, the corresponding time domain expression t must be replaced by omega with a multiplication of a negation, which is minus. Is it okay? So in that case, already x3 of t expression is what? 1 by 2 e power magnitude of t, isn't it? Negative of magnitude of t. Same thing, what am t is replaced by omega, but minus I wanted to multiply, then the minus becomes plus, isn't it? Respond.
Okay, sir.
So
Yes,
now
sir.
you tell me which one is simple. Applying the property is simple or calculating this lengthy derivation is simple.
Property is
So
simple.
it's called duality property. Whenever there is a possibility of replacing the variable k with n and to calculate the DFT, if you remember the time domain equation of that particular DFT, which one you know modified k to n, then you can apply the duality. Otherwise, you cannot apply, isn't it? If you remember only, you can apply. If you don't remember, you cannot apply, isn't it? In our example,
Yes, sir.
2 by 1 plus omega square, because I did, you know it. If I don't give, you're supposed to follow this lengthy derivation, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I hope now you understood the duality now.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So here n will be replaced by omega, no? Generally, in the discrete Fourier transform, what is that? It is replaced. In the small x, it is minus k. Is it okay or not?
Okay, sir.
It was minus omega there. It is minus k here, and also there is the additional thing. It has to be multiplied by
Capital.
N, sir, capital N.
Yeah, it was not there in the continuous time case, but in the discrete time it is there. Is it okay? And when you perform x of minus k, limits will be same or different when you do the time reversal in the DFT.
Same.
Same. That is the reason mod capital N. Okay. Mod capital N
Okay.
indicates even though apply the reversal of the time domain equation, it should be same limits. Is it clear?
Because
Okay.
here we are the minus k,
Yes,
so
sir.
we need to apply for n, sir.
Mod N. Because
okay.
there is
To reverse the
yeah, in the DFT there is nothing like no shifting beyond the limits, isn't it?
yes, sir.
That is the reason mod N is given there.
So we are reversing the reversion, like minus, like
Simple. For the given x of n, you replace n by k with minus k and also multiply with the capital N. All the samples.
okay.
Okay. Otherwise,
Yes.
not to have a confusion, you will not be given examples on this, much on this, because only thing is you remember the statements. Duality statement is this, symmetry statement is this one. Some examples are given, I'll forward it. There is a property called circular convolution. Yesterday we have seen already, which is you perform a circular convolution in time domain is going to form the multiplication in the DFTs. Okay. This is fifth property. Then these are the total 15 properties are given here. Okay, different properties. I think it's not required only to remember this. Is it okay? You only remember this. Don't go for the proofs and all. A statement is sufficient for me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So with this, the properties of DFT, I will share this document to you both what I have done today and as well as this PPT, so that it will help you to understand in a better way. And I request all of you to go through the textbook also. If you don't understand my classes, you can also refer some YouTube lectures. There's nothing wrong in that. Only thing is the way of explanation might be different, but objective is same. What is going to be the final outcome? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, but
Yeah,
your
sure.
the video is better, sir. We want to see that like what you have already done in the last class and this class.
Correct. So I will share. I will share both the videos. Maybe I'll start to the college. In the college, I will upload both the lectures. By afternoon, you'll get it.
Please, sir, please, because it will be easier for us to understand that.
Yeah, understood. So with this, I'll stop here because 10 minutes I cannot start a new topic and complete. So let me stop presentation first. Then let me
Okay, sir.
stop recording.